this, because is it a comfortable feeling? Is it an uncomfortable feeling? And is it the right feeling for you that you've...
The air inside Janelle Brown's modest Flagstaff rental was still, but not empty. Not anymore. Something had shifted. For years, she had lived under a fog of emotional manipulation, visibility, and quiet resignation. But today, there was clarity. Welcome back to our Plural path, where silence ends and truth roars. This wasn't just another moment in a fractured family's timeline. This was the spark that lit a match. The reckoning that had been simmering beneath the surface finally bursting into flame. Kody was on his way. That alone used to twist Janelle's stomach into knots, made her prepare for an exhausting loop of circular conversations, empty apologies, and a fresh wound in the form of emotional dismissal. But this time, Janelle felt nothing. Not fear, not dread, not anticipation, just the steady rhythm of resolve. She moved through her kitchen, wrapped in a flannel robe, tea steaming on the counter. As the production crew tiptoed in, like ghosts aware, perhaps, that something seismic was coming. Kody had called the night before, voice tight, tone falsely gentle. He said it was urgent, and Janelle, unbothered, said fine. Because when you've been ignored for years, urgency loses all meaning. Kody, meanwhile, gripped the steering wheel of his truck so tightly that his knuckles went bone white. He was rehearsing lines in his head, trying to remember who he was supposed to be. Robyn had sent him. Not directly, not in words, but in panic, in sharp whispers and trembling ultimatums. Fix it, she had snapped the night before. You broke her. You fix it. But Kody didn't know who he was trying to fix. Janelle. It's a crumbling family unit. Or the image of a patriarch that was now laughable even to him. When he finally stepped out of the car and approached her porch, he moved like a man walking into a courtroom with a sentence already written. Inside, Janelle stood by the kitchen sink, arms crossed, unflinching. No hello, no softening. She'd buried the part of her that waited for him to see her years ago. Janelle, Kody began, his voice rehearsed, almost apologetic. I've been doing some thinking. Maybe we could talk, find our way back. She laughed, loud, raw, honest. So unexpected that even a cameraman jolted, nearly dropping his lens. Oh, that's rich, she said, eyes like steel. You're here because Robyn told you to be. Kody flinched, tried to deny it, thought the lie was too worn to hold up. All those years, she continued, stepping closer, voice unwavering. You turned your back on my kids. You let us fend for ourselves emotionally, financially, while you played house with Robyn. And now that ship's sinking, you come back looking for a raft. I'm not your backup plan. Kody stammered, eyes darting, reaching for a script that no longer worked. But Janelle, the quiet one, the loyal one, had found her fire. That door's closed, she said calmly. Kody stood frozen. No angry. Words left, no defense strong enough. He turned and walked out, and the sound of the door shutting behind him rang louder than any fight they'd ever had. In the stillness that followed, Janelle exhaled deeply, freely. It was the breath of a woman who had finally stopped holding herself hostage. She poured her tea down the drain and smiled. Not in triumph, in peace. But elsewhere, storm clouds. Gathered in a dim Los Angeles editing bay, Robyn's latest confessional played across a monitor. Her tear-streaked face trembled on screen. I never wanted to be the favorite, she sobbed. I just wanted us all together. The supervising editor, Melissa, barely blinked. Again with this line, she muttered. Focus groups say it's fake. The assistant editor nodded, dragging Robyn's clip into the archive folder. Deleted, gone. Cut her, Lissa said without emotion. This isn't her story anymore. It's Janelle's now. And just like that, Robyn vanished from the narrative. Across town that evening, under a sky bruised purple by twilight, Janelle sat on her porch, wine glass in hand. A cool breeze danced around her. Her phone buzzed. A text from Mary. He hit on me too. Said he needed me. Told him to. Go find Robyn. Also heard you laughed in his face. Iconic. Janelle chuckled. Another buzz. Christine, queen behavior. Watching the raw cut now, they deleted Robyn's scene. Girl, this season is yours. Janelle stared at the stars, brighter, freer than ever before. She had carried guilt, silence, and compromise for years now. She felt light, and somewhere in a scene the world would never see, Robyn sat under studio lights, mascara streaking, pleading. I just think if we all tried harder, Janelle would come back. A voice from off camera answered coldly. She used to cry off camera, not for you. Robyn blinked. No one comforted her. No one even blinked. Because the audience had moved on. America had moved on. Janelle and Savannah were now the faces of freedom, laughing in sunlit farmers' markets. Christine danced barefoot in her kitchen. Mary hiked solo through Utah's canyons. And Kody, he sat on the steps of a vacant mansion, head in hands, alone. Inside, Robyn paced tile floors, face blotchy, clutching her phone. A crew member had secretly sent her a cut of the finale. Janelle's laugh rang out. Robyn wasn't in it. Not. Once she slammed the phone onto the counter, then called production. Melissa answered. Hi, Robyn, she said coolly. We're going in a different direction. The audience wants authenticity. Robyn's breath caught. You can't erase me, she whispered. I am the story. You were, Melissa replied. Not anymore. Robyn's fingers trembled. You're painting me as the villain. I was trying to keep the family together. Melissa didn't flinch. Your issue isn't with us. It's with the public. And right now, they're done. Click. The line went dead. In Utah, Christine opened a video on her laptop. Janelle smiled on screen. I didn't plan to laugh, but when I did, could finally breathe. Christine grinned. Then Janelle said the words that changed everything. I kept records, every deposit, every transfer, voice notes, screenshots. It's time. Christine sat up. You mean we go public? Janelle nodded. Our version, not TLC's. And just like that, the silence broke. Later that week, a simple video went live. Janelle and Christine, unscripted, unfiltered, telling everything. The money trail, the favoritism, the manipulation. The way Robyn had allegedly redirected funds, Kody's secret financial transfers. They exposed it all. By morning, the internet exploded. Forums, mom blogs, reaction videos, all of them reposting Janelle's laugh, her refusal, her receipts. Even Mary posted cryptically. Some of us stayed silent. Some stayed because we believed. But it's time to stop pretending. The Brown women had become a movement. And Robyn. She sat in her mansion for months behind on the mortgage tax. Notices piling up and watched it all unravel. Even TLC stopped returning her calls. Kody, too, spiraled. The mansion was being emptied piece by piece. And then the memes hit. Janelle's laugh. Christine's smirk. Hashtags like, #that door's closed. Trended for days. Kody's awkward apology dissected. His downfall celebrated. He sat in silence, scrolling. He had become the villain he always feared. And then came the final blow. A quiet, cozy video filmed in Christine's kitchen. Just her and Janelle. No crew, just truth. We let them tell our story, Christine said. No more. For 45 minutes, they unraveled every lie, every backdoor deal. Robyn's edits, Kody's money games, was raw, beautiful, devastating. The audience, ravenous for truth, devoured it. Overnight, Janelle became a feminist icon. Christine, a survivor queen. And Robyn, forgotten. Later, that week, Robyn sat across from her attorney. They cut me out, she said. I'm erased. The lawyer nodded. TLC owns the footage. They didn't defame you. It's personal. And you're losing the audience. Robyn stared blankly. They turned everyone against me. The lawyer didn't blink, then changed the narrative, exposed the contracts. fight dirty. And for the first time, something dark lit up behind Robyn's swollen eyes. Vengeance. Meanwhile, panic erupted at TLC. Robyn was threatening lawsuits, interviews, press. But the damage was done. Viewers didn't want her tears anymore. They wanted truth. And the truth had a new name, Janelle. Back on set, Kody unraveled. Robyn's redemption scene gone. Her monologue deleted. Instead, the finale belonged to the women who had once been silent. As Kody left the soundstage, fists clenched. He ignored everyone, even Robyn, sobbing in her dressing room. His silence said it all. And Robyn's last gasp, her desperate call to producers, was met with a simple reply. The audience has spoken. This isn't your story anymore. The next day, Christine and Janelle uploaded one final video. It wasn't revenge. It wasn't bitterness. It was closure. And as the credits rolled, Janelle's voice rang out. A woman can only be silenced for so long before she starts laughing at you. And when she does, there's no going back. The silence that followed Janelle's final words to Kody wasn't just a pause in conversation. It was a fracture in the foundation of a family already crumbling. And as the door shut behind him with a thunderous click, it marked the moment. The patriarch's era ended. Outside her modest home, Janelle didn't celebrate. She didn't gloat. She simply breathed deeply, freely, as if exhaling 10 years of compromise, guilt, and invisibility. But while peace settled into her spirit, chaos was erupting elsewhere, spreading like wildfire through every Brown family connection. And nowhere was it more intense than inside the sterile, echoing halls of TLC's production headquarters, where executives and editors were scrambling to reconfigure what had once been a tightly controlled narrative. The audience had spoken loudly, emotionally, and without mercy. They didn't want to see Robyn cry anymore. They didn't want carefully edited family unity. They wanted truth, they wanted Janelle's laugh, and they wanted Kody to face the consequences of his spiritual betrayal. In Los Angeles, Robyn sat curled in a plush velvet chair, her hair undone, skin blotchy, face drawn in confusion and rage. Rewatching the unedited finale, cut a sympathetic assistant had slipped her, Kay, and it was there in the raw, unfiltered silence, Kay, that she finally saw it. She was gone. Deleted, absent, replaced by sweeping shots of Christine cooking. Barefoot with Truly by Savannah and Janelle laughing at a fruit stand. By Mary hiking alone with nothing but a backpack and the kind of peace that only comes after surviving years of gaslighting. Robyn's tears flowed, but for once, no one rushed in to fix her makeup or adjust the lighting, 'cause the cameras had turned away. The producers had moved on. And even Kody, the man she had fought so hard to monopolize, was too consumed by his own unraveling to notice her desperation. Across town, Christine watched her phone buzz nonstop. Texts, Ms., TikToks, memes everywhere she looked. Clips of Janelle's confrontation were exploding, being reposted across every corner of the internet. That doors closed had become a rallying cry. Janelle's laugh cured my depression, one TikTok user posted. I'd die for that woman. Another replied. Christine's heart swelled, not from vengeance, but from relief. This was the justice they'd never expected to see. This was freedom. That night in her kitchen, with the lights low and her laptop open, Christine called Janelle. Let's finish it, she said. Let's take back the story completely. Janelle didn't hesitate. Everything, Christine asked. The money, the property, the LLCs, the edits. Janelle nodded. Everything. What followed was a wave, not a ripple of revelations. Janelle had kept meticulous records, years of ignored financial statements, transfers from family accounts to Robyn and Kody's joint ventures, suspicious property deeds, and even screenshots of edited production notes showing Robyn's influence over final cuts. It was a damning timeline, and it was about to go public. In a small studio set up in Utah, the two women sat together for the first time without a script, without direction, and without fear. And when they uploaded their 50-minute expos, the internet lost its mind. "We were never silent because we were weak," Christine said in the opening. "We were silent because we were surviving." Janelle leaned in, and now we're not surviving anymore. We're living loudly. They named names. They showed receipts. They exposed Robyn's favoritism, Kody's financial funneling, and the way the show had been edited to protect a crumbling lie. They spoke about the trauma their children endured, the isolation, the emotional neglect, the favoritism so blatant it bordered on abuse. By morning, it wasn't just trending. It was viral. Headlines screamed, "Sister Wives Bombshell. Janelle and Christine tell all." TLC's polygamy fantasy exposed. Kody Brown's empire in freefall. Across the country, viewers wept, cheered, and posted reactions in real time. TikTokers reenacted Janelle's laugh. YouTubers created frame-by-frame breakdowns. Divorce forums lit up with praise. Even women who had never watched the show began quoting them. Robyn, meanwhile, was spiraling. She sat in the corner of her bedroom, that overpriced, over-leveraged Flagstaff mansion that was now months behind on the mortgage, gripping her phone. Watching herself vanish from relevancy. She wasn't in the memes. She wasn't being quoted. She wasn't the star anymore. She was the problem. In desperation, she contacted her attorney. "They erased me," she cried. "I was the wife that stayed." But Margot Dillinger, sharp-eyed and cold, stared back without pity. "Robyn, TLC owns the story. They cut you because the public stopped believing you." And honestly, they're not wrong. That night, Robyn posted a vague Instagram story, a blurry quote about truth and loyalty, but comments were disabled. She couldn't risk the backlash. In the background, Kody moved through the empty halls like a man searching for something he'd lost but couldn't name. The house felt haunted, not by ghosts, but by the echo of his daughter's laughter, by the silence of the wives who had left, and by the truth that no amount of control could rewrite. At TLC's headquarters, the panic was mounting. Robyn was threatening legal action. Kody had stopped answering emails. Janelle and Christine's video had surpassed 2 million views in 48 hours. Executives debated crisis PR strategies. One producer finally said aloud what everyone else feared. "We lost the story. It's theirs now." And it was. Mary, quietly watching from her bed in Utah, posted a single sentence to Instagram.